9. Tonight, during this special edition of Zero G News, are the 4 fundamental forces of nature joining us live for exclusive interviews you won't see anywhere else. I'm Adam Baum, and this is Zero G News. Each one of these forces was discovered at a different time, and with the discovery of each new force, the universe became even more complicated in the eyes of the scientists. They have been trying to unify these forces for hundreds of years now. Tonight, we're going to hear the forces themselves have to say. To start off the night, I would introduce you to strong nuclear.
Hey Adam, thanks for having me.
No problem. We're so glad to have you here and want to hear everything you have to say. To start off with, tell us about your family.
Well, Adam, you see, it's very complicated. First off, I don't really know who my dad is, so, I don't know, that's just really messed up, I don't know. There's been some rumors going around, Hideki Yukawa may be my dad, but I don't know. So many other scientists have been trying to figure out exactly what's going on with me, and it's just really nothing, I just don't know. It's very confusing. But I have Wuan. He's my best friend. We do everything together. I mean, we're always together, we're inseparable, and we have a lot of fun together. We make sure the protons and neutrons stay stuck together. Because, you know, those subatomic particles, they stick together. Otherwise, everything just blows up.
That's such a touching story. I still have one more question for you. I know you're called the Strong Force, but just how strong are you?
I was hoping you'd ask this question. See, right here, number 1. I'm always number 1. No matter what, I am the strongest.
Apparently you're extremely strong and cocky.
When you're this strong, Adam, it's not being cocky. It's being confident.
Thanks for coming, Strong Nuclear Force.
Anytime, Adam. It's great to be.
Alright, let's bring out our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Weak Nuclear Force.
To be here. I'm so excited.
Well, we're excited to have you. So first off, tell me about your family and friends.
Well, I don't really like to talk about my family, but I guess I will. You know, I don't really have a family because I don't know my parents, and you know, I never have. But there's a rumor going around that there's a guy named Enrico Fermi. That's my dad. But there's so many different people that you know, they're trying to say they're my father, I guess. But I'd really like to find out who my dad is, though, but I don't think I ever will. I'm just an orphan, I always will be.
Do you at least have friends to get you through?
Well, yeah, there's the twins, W and Z bosons. You know, to be honest, they're quite slow. You know, they don't get information very well. It's hard to trust them with things, you know. That's pretty much all my friends. I feel like I don't have a lot of friends, though, because I feel like I destroy a lot of things. Like when I'm around the neutron family, sometimes something always goes wrong, or they leave me alone, and they go into their electron-proton mode.
That must be hard for you. So I hear that even though you're called weak, you're actually very strong. Is that true?
Yes, my strength has been shown to be 10 to the negative 13 newtons.
Wow, that is strong. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Please welcome electromagnetism.
Hey Adam, thanks for having me today. I'm so excited to get to answer your questions.
We're very glad to have you. The first thing I want to know is, what is your family life like? The nuclear forces don't know who their parents are, so we want to know. Do you?
Yes, of course I know who my parents are. My dad, Michael Faraday, he was a brilliant scientist and physicist, and so was my uncle, James Clerk Maxwell. They both worked really hard to develop me into the force I am today, and I've followed in their footsteps, and been in the line of physics as long as they have been.
Interesting. So would you say you were very close to your family?
Well, kind of, yes. Growing up, my dad and uncle were always around me, trying to figure out every little detail about me and trying to make me what I could be. But then my dad started talking about other physicists, talking about other different physics things, and it just got crazy, and he just kept moving on to bigger and better things, and so I was just kind of left up to myself, and people thought it was crazy that somebody with two distinct qualities like me, electricity and magnetism, could actually be true. So after I was actually published and everybody figured out that, yeah, this is true, my dad just kind of pushed me aside, and so, yeah, now I'm just kind of left with my friend Photon.
What do you and Photon do together?
Well, we're basically inseparable. We are like this. And basically our main job is to keep the electrons and protons together. But you know those electrons, man, they just go off and have fun on other objects with other protons and leave their proton left hanging. And so it's my job to just try and keep that attraction between them.
That does sound pretty hard. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Now for our final guest of the night, let's welcome Gravity. Hello.
Hi.
So, Gravity, it's said that you are a strong person, but I've heard rumors that you're not as strong as the electromagnetic force. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I hate to admit it, but that's true. I'm not the strongest force. Electromagnetism is way stronger than me. He's about 10 to the -2 newtons, and I'm 10 to the -40. I'm a little bit weaker.
Impressive. So, you're also different than our other guests because you stay to yourself a lot and don't communicate with your father.
Yeah, I don't like to socialize with others a lot. When I do bother to talk to somebody, I send a message with my friend Graviton, but he hardly ever shows up, and like he doesn't exist, like he's not there. As for my father, Isaac Newton, I don't really speak with him much because he's always busy writing or editing his books. When I first came along, he was fascinated. It was discovered when he got hit with an apple on his head, and he spent all of his time thinking about me and coming up with me. When I was finally introduced, my dad kind of pushed me to the back of his mind, only acknowledging me when he made a new discovery or law about me.
Oh wow, that's so sad. Growing up without a dad must have made you so shy and small. Do you have any big plans for your future, like with relationships or anything?
No. Even though there seems to be an attraction between me and like every guy I know, I just don't see it working out.
Thanks again, Gravity. It was a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure was all mine.
Well, alright then, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up our interviews. Thanks again to all the forces that took time out of their days to tell us about their lives. I'm Adam Bond, and thanks for watching 0G News.